Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans Farm. Right now I'm walking down to the cow pasture. We finally got our fencer fixed. It's been about a week now, I think. We kind of just figured the problem was the plug. Got a new one in, plugged it into the outlet at our house, and it works just fine. So I'm gonna get this back up here. A lot of people told us stories about how even if you have your fencer unhooked for as much as a day or two, they've seen how they started to notice that, the cows I'm talking about, and they'd get out. And so, like I said, it's been a week. We haven't had any of that issue, which is great. Here they actually come right now. And so I'm gonna get this back up and plugged in. We are pretty sure the whole problem is that this receptacle faces up and then, you know, that plugs into it. But then the rainwater probably just goes right down in there. I don't really know, but it lasted at least, I think, like 4 or 5 years. So, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. You've got to imagine the cows really have nothing better to do during the day besides eat and sleep. And so whenever we do anything remotely close to the pasture, they are watching every move we make. And you can see how right now he just stuck his nose through there. And he won't usually do that if that fencer is plugged in. So it's really good that we're getting this done. That. This will go back on its nail. Like that. Perfect. Put this on the ground. The red goes on the right. Green on the left. I feel bad because the cows are probably going to shock themselves once or twice because they're not used to it being on there now for a week, but it's got to happen. That. Then you get my pliers, roll that around there, and we'll be good to go. The water's puddling up in their trough, but I think they kind of like it because they don't have to go down there to the pond now for water. They can just get it right out of their trough. It's got some flavor in it too. All right, time for the moment of truth. Plug that in. I don't know, oh, light's on. Last time this light wasn't flashing, that's how we kind of knew it was no good. And then we put it on that like little moon. And she's operating what seems to be perfectly. Now, like I said, that is definitely not the best way to keep that. And so it's gonna have to work for right now because I'm not gonna do anything at this moment, but we are gonna get some kind of cover to go over that just to protect it. It actually won't hurt to have a whole cover over the whole thing in general, so maybe we'll get that done here in the next week or so. So that's one job taken care of today. I'm gonna just take a walk over here to the high tunnel. If you didn't watch my previous video, we got these cleaned up, rye spread, and kind of scratched in a little bit. Now we did just have a lot of rain over the past, like last night and early this morning. And so you can see how it's kind of wet here where it seeps in, but all that is like bone dry. So we're gonna have to, on days where it's not gonna freeze, move these drip lines around and get this watered. That way the rye has a chance to grow. Now we did get our corn in the ground. I'm about to go up to the grain bin and I'll show you how that all looks. But as a whole, just especially in this area here, I have never seen all the farmers getting their corn harvested so late. We usually are one of the last ones to get our corn harvested, and we don't even grow a fraction of what other farmers in our area grow. But that's just because we're always getting busy doing other stuff, and the guy who combines our corn usually has his own to do. And so we just kind of have to wait our turn until they're ready to take care of us. But you can see right here, this is the neighbor's corn. It looks awesome, and he got most of his harvested, but there is still quite a few fields he's got to do yet. And me and Dad had to take a trip this morning just to another local farm, and I seen tons and tons of cornfields that are still not harvested yet. And that all comes from the really dry spring that we had. A lot of farmers didn't get it in till late because it just wouldn't have grown. It was so dry. And then on top of that, now it's been so wet and rainy and snowy that the farmers can't get in the field. So there's just a number of factors of why it's not harvested yet. So here's the grain bin. I'm gonna head up to the top here and take a look down inside. It's very, very windy. At least it's not icy. I probably won't be going up here. So it's pretty full. We didn't have quite as good of a yield as we do previous years just because of the odd weather. But in here, you can see this whole system right here, and that is what's called the stirway system. And what that does is helps level out the bin and helps just aerate the corn to help it dry better. And so Dad, yesterday or 2 days ago, went to go turn this on and it wasn't operating. We think the breaker's bad, so I'm actually gonna try and replace that right now. But other than that, can't complain about the corn. Still did better than we thought for this year, so we're pretty happy. So in here, I'm gonna take this cover off, which is just these 4 screws. And then the stirway, 10 and 12, which is this right here, that's the breaker that's bad. Are you ready to go feed the cows? So you know I'm ready to see the kitties. Are you ready, Lily? There's not even any kitties here. But they're gonna make sure there isn't. That cat's a little bit nervous. He knows better. They never actually hurt the cats, but they like to keep an eye on them. Oh boy. What do you see, Dace? Just to give you guys an update on the channel, obviously now that it is winter, we aren't doing near as much as we were, let's just say midsummer. That does not mean I'm gonna stop putting out videos. I'm still gonna put them out as much as possible. It just might not be every 2 days like I was doing, and that's only because, well, we're not doing quite as much. That doesn't mean we're not still working or getting stuff ready. It just means I don't have as interesting of content as to put out, so I probably won't be putting it out because if it's not worth you guys watching, I'm not gonna bore you. And so we're now getting to the point where we're just kind of prepping for the greenhouse season, which means kind of just doing inventory, getting seeds around, figuring out what we have, starting to order new ones, all that kind of stuff, along with still some small farm maintenance like you just see me doing earlier with the electrical fence and the breaker for the grain bin and setting up the fencer for the strawberry field. So there is gonna be stuff like that, and there's still gonna be some big jobs like putting straw in the garlic and putting straw on this new strawberry field. With that being said, that means you won't see Frank near as much because, well, we just don't need him at this point right now. We will have him back here and there, you know, for other jobs, but it'll probably be 2 months until you start seeing him come back again, which will be just, you know, starting to clean up the greenhouses and sanitizing and all that kind of stuff. We're always doing something, whether it's at our farm market or doing something on the farm, but like I said, it just might not be quite as interesting, so I might not video it. One nice thing is that I would say we are a little bit more ahead of schedule than other years. Like usually we don't have plastic out of the ground and we're still working on high tunnels, all that kind of stuff, so it is nice being a little bit caught up. But we'll still never have all the jobs done. There's always something we could be doing. These guys got their nice winter coats on. They're loving life. I gotta go out to the market, and my brother has my truck because he's a mechanic. He's actually changing the tires because mine are pretty bad. So now I got to drive the Chevy Bolt EV. Thing's about like 10 foot in length total. I don't think I could haul much with this, but maybe I'll test it out. You don't even hear it start up is the crazy part. Here we go.
It's a Progresso traditional soup.
Turn that down. Pull it back for drive. Press shift or side button. There we go. Oh baby. It's so weird driving an electric car. And it's so small so I can fit in tiny little spots with it. It's kind of got like this carbon fibery, like plasticky material in it. Looks nice. So I made it out to the market in one piece. I actually like it a lot. Who knows, maybe I'll trade my truck in and buy one of these babies. It'll be the new farm car. It kind of reminds me of like a toy. Like, it's just so tiny, and it's just like a little toy car you're driving around, like, for fun. So anyway, my mom's Christmas trees are getting down there. You can see this one, she's still got some to use, but not too much at all. She's clipped a lot of these ends off already. This is the big one we got last time, which was like a video or two ago. And then these guys are just about done too. In the greenhouse is where she does all of her work. Now obviously we're closed, it's Monday, but I can show you kind of how she does it. So I think this is all trash. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's good stuff. Here she has 2 wreaths that are done now and just have to be decorated. I don't want to mess them up or nothing. And this is like the table she makes her wreaths on, and maybe other stuff. It's got this little foot pedal here, and that closes those jaws. And what that does is it takes these pins, folds them in together, and that's how it holds the whole Christmas tree together. And so I might say Christmas tree, I mean wreath. And so anyway, you can get different size wreaths. That's like kind of her normal one. And then she has smaller ones. Yeah, they're smaller. And then again, I'm not exactly sure how she does it, but she makes like swags and all that kind of stuff. And then over here on the floor, she has logs. Just like that. I think she puts dirt in them, maybe not. I see she's got a styrofoam block in the bottom of that one, which holds everything really nice. And then again, she has all these different ornaments to decorate it with. Fake leaves, I think that's like a poinsettia or something like that. Like Christmas balls, pine cones, little like presents. Over here she's got bows. She's got all sorts of different stuff. Some people call or stop in and kind of order exactly what they want. Others, she just kind of decorates and does the way she wants to do it and whatever she thinks looks nice. I don't want to turn the lights on for too long because I don't want people pulling in, because obviously we're not open, but I just wanted to kind of do a little overview of what's inside here, because when we're open and Jill and the other girls are back there baking, it just smells so good. She's been working pretty hard. Now these are bought in, like they're like hot chocolate balls or something like that, but she has all sorts of different cookies and cookie baskets. Here we have, I think that's local maple syrup. And then over here we have like all of our hot cocoa mixes and stuff like that. As you can see, we've kind of done away with the veggies. We still have some, but not a lot. And then everything else is kind of just like normal, just with some nice decorations around and all that kind of stuff. We make kibasi like 2 times out of the year. Once for Christmas, and I think the other one's for Easter. So my mom just got that out. And then here we have Christmas pie orders. She just got these out here as well. Before I left, I got all the essentials. I got some turkey and ham. I'm gonna make some hot ham and cheeses tonight. And then I got some cookies and cream ice cream. And for dessert, or maybe breakfast tomorrow morning, a chocolate chip muffin. Here's a couple of my mom's finished products. You have the logs all decorated nicely. And then out here, or back here, she has the wreaths. And I know it's hard to see, it's getting dark, but you can see how she has the smaller ones and the bigger ones. All of them decorated just a little bit different, or just about different. And here she has these buckets, which are pretty cool. So that's what I'm gonna call it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember, it ain't much, but it's honest work.